everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Today is Sunday Fun Day. It's going to be good fun today. If you could see what's around the periphery of my desk, well, my space. My desk's just taken up with who knows what. But around my space, I've got acrylics, I've got inks, I've got the distress paints, I've got a brayer, a sponge, and a rocky thing. This thing. It's a bit like a hair roller, doesn't it? It's nothing to do with that anyway, and I will show you all about that later on. But what are we doing? What's the purpose of all this fun? Well, I'm starting a new project, and it's a project I've had in my mind for a couple of years now, but never really got it off the ground. I want to make a journal for every month of the year. Some months are going to be more tricky than others, like February or something, for example. But, we'll get there and we'll do it. But I'm starting with November because, well, it's the 30th of October now, so we're nearly into November. So that's how I'm starting off. And I've properly prepared one signature and have this other signature ready to go. I don't know whether I'm going to go just one signature each month or a couple. I like the idea of it being a couple, but then if you've got 12 in a row, you need a giant space to display it. But we'll see how we go with the one first. So I'm using Artie Maze's A Touch of Autumn kit, and I love it. I just love all this muted goodness. And I'm adding things to it, etc. as I go along. And I've also printed out, it's a huge kit, so I've only printed a couple out. This is from the Junk Journal Studio, and it's called Huge, and it is Fall Bounty backing pages. And I just printed a couple out just to let you see. Had to print the gingham out because I absolutely love gingham, and it's in a gorgeous orange. But isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. And then a couple of, well, I think you call them plaids, we call them tartans. But very getting on to wintry, aren't they, So I printed those out. There's loads more that I haven't printed out. But what I wanted with those ones was something to make the tags, although there's tags included in this kit, the pockets, envelopes, belly bands, you name it. I wanted, because I've just printed this on quite thin paper, so I wanted something a bit more substantial that I could make the pockets and the likes out of. So I'll go through this and you'll see how I've got it prepared. So if you want to play along, pay attention, girls and boys. Yes, boys. There's Mike. Yeah, wake up, Kyung. Shall I ring her? Shall I ring her?
Yeah, go ring her.
She might not want to be. She might not want to be woken up. Let's see. Where are you, Kyung? Can't be that far down, surely. Where is she? Where's she gone? Maybe she's taking herself off my... Kyung. Let's ring you. This is naughty, isn't it? I'm going to hang up because maybe she's not very well or something. Go away. Why won't they let me hang up? Here you go, Mr. F. Can you hang that up, please? Oh dear. I feel like I shouldn't have done that now. Is that it? Has it stopped? Well, we'll see. We'll see if she makes an appearance. Right, so this, I'm just going to walk through this and you'll see what I've done. I've actually inked round all of the pages and I've sewn round most of the pages. So that's the outside cover, and it's got this blue in it. Yeah, I need to remember that. And this is just a little, actually it was a remnant left over from another project that I was doing. So it's just a part page, but I like part pages, they add interest. And then we've got Dear Edith. Isn't that just perfect for November, I think? So perfect it even says November. Then a piece of craft paper. It's quite thin. So it's, it's not difficult to work with. Sorry? Oh. And I've inked around it, stitched around it. Another piece of design paper from the kit. Gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I love it. Then another part page. I was just using up my scraps, really.
Young says hi.
Hi, Kyung. Sorry to give you such a rude awakening, but it's not the same without you. So if you watch this back, if you watch the beginning back, you'll see me calling you live. So yeah, I did it on white paper. So I've inked around the edges and just gone over with a brush and my ink onto the white just to dull it down from that really bright white. Another part page. This is this beautiful, beautiful paper that Karen Cooper sent me. Sent me a whole package full of gorgeousness, and I've been hoarding it. But I think it's kind of November-ish. I don't know why I think that, but I do. So I've inked it, sewn around it. Then this is a page from a mushroom book. And I haven't sewn around it. I've inked around it, but I haven't sewn around the book pages. Didn't sew around Edith, haven't sewn around this one. Then there's another Edith page with toadstools. This is just a full sheet of coffee stained paper, inked and sewn around. A design page that actually when you cut it out wasn't as big as the others, so I'm alright with that, I quite like it. And this is a page from a book. I'll go through the books I've used with you and then you'll know. Another piece of coffee stained paper, which I've sort of pulled it all this way and folded this down, and I've sewn it like that, so we now have a pocket there, or a tuck at least. And another book page here that's just gorgeous. It says November and it's just so pretty. I didn't want to sew around it or sew that closed because I wanted you to have the opportunity to open it up and see just how nice it is. So that's that. And then another design page which brings us to the centre. So that's the centre as it stands, but of course we will be putting something in there. So going back the other way, that's the other side of that design page. Isn't it gorgeous? It's lovely. And the other side of this book page. Oh my. Look at that. How nice is that? Just beautiful. And it says November on it, so we're all right. This is all moving around just when I had it nicely arranged. And this is the other side of that one that we put the pocket on. So you see it's a bit shorter because we've folded the pocket in. This is the other side of, it says November, that says last week in October, but I'm willing to overlook that because November is very close, of that page there. And then on the back there's a poem entitled Autumn by William Morris, so it's all in keeping. Then here, this is design paper, a coffee stained sheet, the other part of the Edith with the toadstools and the other part of the toadstool book page. That I'm probably going to gesso that out or maybe just cover it completely, I don't know, but it doesn't have a place in my journal, I don't think. The other side of the beautiful, beautiful coffee stained, the other side of that remnant of coffee stained, and this is a design page, I think. Yeah, that's lovely as well, isn't it? The craft paper, then the Edith page, and then this is the other side of that. Just folded it in sewed it up. So that is the journal as it stands. The other one that I've got prepared is almost identical. Obviously the book pages are different, but it's the same format. And I'll just go through the books that I used. Well,
Do the roll call.
yeah.
We have Denise Stangle, who's joining us for the first time.
Whoa! Hi Denise, you're very welcome.
And we have Rhoda.
Hi Rhoda, nice to have you back.
We have, can't read the old thing, Judy.
Hello, gorgeous Judy.
Amanda.
Hello Amanda.
Justita.
Hello Chestita, the Turbo Turtle. I like that, Judy, that was good.
Janya.
Hiya Janya.
Roz.
Hi Roz, hi Jim.
Kyung.
Hello Kyung, sorry to wake you up.
Tammy.
Sorry, not sorry. Hi Tammy.
Jen.
Hello Jen.
Jilly.
Hi Jilly.
Anita.
Hello Anita.
Sharon.
Hi Sharon.
Rose.
Rose.
Rose from Maryland. She joined us last week, I think.
Ah, hiya Rose, nice to see you back.
Laurie.
Hello Laurie.
Louise.
Hello Louise.
Mai.
Hiya Mike.
Jan.
Hi Jan.
Nancy.
I haven't seen Jan for a long time.
No.
Nice to see you back, Jan.
Flo.
Hi Nancy. Hi Flo.
Candice.
Hello Candice, I hope you're doing all right.
Laura.
Hi Laura.
Lisa.
Hello Lisa.
Donna.
Hi Donna.
Lorna.
Hello Lorna.
Helen.
Hello Helen.
Helen.
Ellen, hello.
And Sophia.
Oh, Sophia, yes.
And Vicky.
Vicky Connerty, hello. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. I'm not guaranteeing that today's chat's going to be quite so... I don't even know the word.
Chatty.
Well,
lively. Interesting.
well, verging on the rude. That's all I could say. I think we'll make an attempt this time to keep boobies and bits out of it, maybe. Anyway, look, do as you wish. Lorna, I printed your kit out yesterday and I have it earmarked for October. This is Lorna's Whispers of Autumn kit. Guys, you've got to see it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'll just give you a quick flip through it. Pumpkins. I love this page, the dictionary with autumn and the sunflowers. That's my favourite. I love this backing. This is a beautiful kit, Lorna. You've excelled yourself, girl. Look at all the ephemera that you get as well, the little labels and slides. Oh, look at that flower. It's just superb. Tags, pockets, cards, pockets. That's beautiful. They're all beautiful. It's a gorgeous kit. And then it's got some writing. The first breaths of autumn, was in the air. Ah, yeah, it smells like autumn. And then autumn, and then whispers of autumn, and some little cards and so on and such, like some postcards, some book thingies. I can't remember what they're called. Some mason jars, they're really nice. Pockets, tags to go in your pockets. Look at this. I love this. Wood grain background. And that's a very pretty background as well. This is just a quick canter of Lorna's kit. But I wanted you to see it. It's gorgeous. I printed it out in its entirety and then I thought, no, I need something a bit grungier for November. It's a bit of a dirtier month, isn't it? So I'm going to do October with this one.
Hi, Misty.
Hi, Misty. Look at that. These are little file folders that you can cut out and use. Big envelope. Another big envelope. Gorgeous pattern. Some tags. 6 tags on that page there. These are journaling cards or whatever you want to make with them. Make nice little books. I seem to be upside down all of a sudden. This, I mean, if you cut that out, if you shrunk it down maybe first, cut it out and used it as a book cover, I mean, it would be fabulous. And these birdies here, are gorgeous. That's a lovely background page. Pumpkins. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely love it. With acorns and the rose hips. Oh, it's beautiful. Pumpkins. Another background page. That's another one that if you shrunk down would make a gorgeous little notebook for your journal. Really would. Beautiful. Pumpkins, that bird, and fruits. Sycamore, well, I guess they're called aspen, aren't they, in Canada probably. We would know that as sycamore seeds. Helicopters, we used to call them when we were kids. That's another one that would make a good book. So that's it. That's Lorna's kit. There's loads of it, and it is very, very, very gorgeous. So that's what I'm going to use for October. There we go. Right, so can I give that to you, please, to keep it somewhere relatively safe? Yeah, the books that I used not the nature notes. I didn't use that. Actually, I didn't realise I had that. I used some butchered Ediths that I've already got, and I just took out some November pages. Let's just have a look at this one, see if it's still got November in it. I don't know. I've been at them. They've been oh yeah, there's a November there. November there. November. Oh, look at that. That would be lovely in the other signature if I choose to do that. That's gorgeous. So yeah, there is some November in there to be had. Also, I used this one, which I saw our own lovely Keyoung use the other day. Poems of the Seasons, pictures by Gordon Benningfield. I've shown you this before, I know I have, but it's perfect. Look at that, it's so nice. And it's got these beautiful poems in it that you can read as you're going through your journal. I mean, look at that, a windy day. That'll be perfect for October. It's beautiful. Yeah, from North Wind in October. I mean, come on, it's perfect. I love that as well. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of very nice images in here. Very, very nice. Oh, I love hens. They're really nice. So yeah, there's all sorts of things in here. I think that was the picture Keyoung used with a sheep on it for her collage with the lady. So yeah, there's all sorts of nice stuff in that book. I didn't use this one. I forgot I had it. But I'm not sure if I've left any November in here or not. Oh well, that looks quite November-y anyway. That's December, it says. December. Isn't that a lovely image? Ooh. Hoo-hoo. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's November. The colourful fruits and leaves of the spindle tree. Nice. I like it. And then there's all these dates in November that if you wanted to, you could include in your journal. Definitely you could. Oh, look at that. The lustrous scarlet fruits of black bryony glow jewel-like in the hedgerows. Yeah, so I think that is the start of November. Yeah, it's the first. That's a good clue. So that's A Year in the Meadow, a book of days. Yeah, it certainly is. I couldn't disagree with that. Then there is this one, an Edwardian Ladies Flower Album, and this one I have used with you, I think. Mr. F bought it in a charity shop for $1.99. So let's just turn to the back and see. Yeah, that's November, you see. Look at that. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. They're all so gorgeous. That's the problem I had. This is December, and that's still November, so I could have used that page. Oh man, it's just all so nice. That's November as well. But you see, as we get through the months, I'm spoilt for choice. So this is October, and won't that page go really nicely with Lorna's kit and this one? So I think I'll be all right when I get to October. I mean, look at these, beautiful. Still October with the fruit, the pears, and the brambles or blackberries or whatever they are. Still October. Oh, I'm going to be spoilt for choice, aren't I, when I get to October? And then that's the last day of October, and then we're into September because we're working backwards. So there's all sorts of beautiful pictures in here. Beautiful. It's a gorgeous book, really is a gorgeous book. And to think that Mr. F bought it, poppies, look, in July. Ooh, can't wait to get to July. Yeah, to think that you could buy it for $1.99. Irises, look at lovely irises. I'm just giving you a bit of a flick through. Tulips, who doesn't love tulips? Anemones, that's a hard word to say. Anemone. Anemones and forget-me-nots. I love forget-me-nots. I really love them. I've got quite a thing about them. I love them. And cowslips. Oh my goodness. Wait till we get to April, guys. Can I dot around the months? I suppose I can. I'm making the rules up. Look at all these for March. Let's see what we've got for February. Right, February. Here we go. We're starting February now. Because I'm thinking February might be a bit of a tricky month. That's February with the crocuses. Yeah. And I don't know what these are, but it says February. Celandine. Still in February. Oh yeah, there's things here we can use. Little primroses. They're pretty, aren't they? Oh, this is February as well. Oh, the snowdrops. They've got to be used. And these are different sort of anemone. Oh, and freesias. I love freesias. They smell so gorgeous. Look, I didn't realise that was in there. Oh, that has got to be used. You know it, don't you? That is a definite cert. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Oh, and then we're into January and we've got snowdrops again and all sorts of things. So we're not going to be short of little things to put in our book, in our journal. That is a beautiful book. If you ever come across it, it's by, I do not know, but I shall tell you. Frances Lincoln, Frances, so it's a lady, Lincoln. An Edwardian Lady's Flower Album, 1913. I mean, that on its own. Look at that plate. It's beautiful. So, yes, there was that one. And then the one that I could not bring myself to cut, and I keep wheeling this out to you, and then putting it away again. The Floral Birthday Book by Bernard F. Carter. I can't bring myself to cut this up. I just can't. It's just too nice. It's got every single day of the year and little flower associated with it. And then when it starts the month, it's got a lovely page there full of the flowers. But every single date is covered. So, April the 20th. Whose birthday can that be, Mr. F?
No idea.
You've got Blue Periwinkle, Pleasures of Memory. I'm not going into that. I don't even understand it. But there you go. Let's pick another date at random. August the 8th is Pink Geranium, Partiality. There you go. But whatever, I can't cut into it. It's just too nice. So those are the books in question today. Here you go, Mr. F. I don't know where you're putting these, but I don't need them. Right. What else was I going to do before I did something else? I don't know. Don't know what I was going to do. I'm looking for this. When you buy one of these media boards, it comes with one of these mats that supposedly sticks on that white bit there, but I never use it for that, so I just keep it on its bit of acetate and I just plonk it down when I'm going to use it. So it sticks to the background and it gives you nice bubbly bits of ink. Because the journal, you know, like I said about the bits that I'd printed out, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it, even as it is at the moment. But I'm not sure what that's doing. They seem to be upside down or something. I don't know how that happened. You know, when you go through it, you need bits of paper to make pockets or tucks or belly bands or anything. And you could use just the kit, but it becomes a little bit one-dimensional then. So I think it's always best to make yourself some paper that's inky background, painty background, jelly printed background, whatever. And they're not, you know, make loads, because they're not all going to turn out good and you're not going to use them all, but you'll have them in your box for the next time you feel such a moment coming upon you. So the first thing I'm going to do is try a paint background. Now, I haven't done one of these on this before, so we'll see what happens. I've got myself a sheet of mixed media paper. It's very smooth on one side and almost very smooth on the other, but not quite. I don't know which side to use. I guess there's not much to pick and choose. So I have looked at in my distress paints a fossilised amber, fired brick and vintage photo. So those are the three colours that I have. They look quite autumny to me, I think. But I'm just going to do them, I'm not going to mix the paints, I'm going to do them layer by layer. Because if you remember, all distress products, all of the inks, the oxides, the spray stains, the re-inkers, everything is activated by water. But
Shaz says hi.
Hi, Shaz.
Johnny says perfect colours.
Oh, thanks. Nice to see you, Shaz. The distress paint, however, is a bit of an anomaly to that. Once it dries, it's dry, you won't budge it. So don't get it on your clothes or anything like that, because it won't come out. I've put that to the test several times and it just wants to stay where it is. So the thing about this is that if I do a layer of yellow of this fossilised amber onto my paper and I dry it, I can come in with these colours and they're not going to smudge it. I'm not going to end up with mud, which is often the case with ink. So let's get cracking. Oh, I'll give it a bit of a shake first. So I'm just going to put some dots around the place and then go in with a bit of water, which Mr. F kindly filled up for me. So just bleed those drips out a little bit and get something like the other end of a paintbrush and just break them up a little bit. But you see how with this media mat they want to stay in dots. They don't just want to merge and go flat, which some glass, I find with glass, I can't get these good dots. Just goes into one. Right, let's try that then. So I'm just literally going to waft the water over my paper. I'm not going to soak it. Okay, so let's just dab that in there, see what happens. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Right, now comes the tricky bit, because I want to dry that before I do anything else to it. Calamity! Calamity! Please help, I can't move my arm. Can you pick that journal up? Thank you. And whatever, I think that's a piece of, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Right, thank you. Right, I've managed to get paint everywhere, but that's, and now this is dripped, which I didn't want it to, but never mind. You can't have everything, can you? You'll have to get some towel. A huge thank you to Jen and Mike for playing postie with the fabric. I really would have loved to have sent you all fabric, but you know that's impossible. Right, let's get this dried off anyway. So I've lost all the lovely marks that I had because I was waffling around trying to not spill the journal everywhere. So yeah, as I said, once this dries, it's dry. There's no budging it. It will, if you put a red over yellow, it will show as orange, because the distress paints are Tim keeps trying to tell me they're opaque, but they're not. They are quite translucent, and so if you put one colour over another, it'll show as a mixture of those two colours. Right, let's go in again. So I'm kind of okay this end, so. Ooh, looking nice. That's looking nice, isn't it? Let's dry that off. What you don't want, or what you might want, but if you want a solid colour, just paint a piece of paper. And there's nothing wrong with that, if that's what you want. What I want is something that's got deeper tones in it and variation. That's what I'm looking for, variation. Kyung, are you still talking to me after I rang you? Hi, Connie. I hope so. So just dry them off in between the layers, and that way then they're fixed, they're permanent, and you can go in on top and use whatever you want. You could go in with ink at this stage now if you wanted, and this wouldn't move, which is another good kind of trick.
We were talking about the Duke Tim Holtz colour.
Ah, yeah. What does people think of it?
I don't know.
I thought it was a good colour until I saw it on Instagram, and it looked to me to be a bit kind of cherryish. Yeah, this is going to happen. There's no way around that. I haven't got a big enough space to take it to one side. So I'll just wipe that off and just pick up any little dots that there are left. There we go. Right, so I'll just clean this off of the...
Kathy says hi.
Hi Kathy, how are you doing? Hope you're okay.
You just never know what Miss P is going to be up to when you pop on a live.
Oh, well, the thing is, I never know. Mr. F usually asks me about Thursday, what are you going to be doing on the live so I can put a stream up? And I'll say, oh, I'm going to be doing this, or I might be doing that. And, well, have you got any idea? No. So, but this time I could definitely tell him that we were starting a new journal. I think that's about dry. Right, so I'm going to move into the fired brick now, and do just the same thing. See what happens. I've never done it before. It might be nasty. Might not work at all. This is quite a pinky red. But, you know, I don't know. We'll go with it. See what happens. Oh, it's very pinky, isn't it? Might have to get barn door out. Crack the barn door open. Yeah, so I don't know what I think of lumberjack plaid. Actually, believe it or not, before we knew what it was, we'd sort of already discussed that he needed something like a fire engine red, Santa suit red, you know, a real proper red. Ooh, I say, what's going on here? Wow. Wow, 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 that's nice. Let's try that. Oh. I told told you I've got stuff everywhere. It's ridiculous. This is a tedious bit, of course, drying everything, and I'm sorry that you have to endure that, but this is just the way it is. Just got to dry to build up those layers. So you see here where the fired brick is quite thin, you can still see the yellow through it, and you get that nice orange colour, which I quite like. Let's just dry this off.
Yeah, we love the red with the yellow.
Do you? My mum, she would never... you know tomato ketchup, I'm sure everybody has it the world over. But if we had fried eggs, my mum could not have tomato ketchup because she absolutely loathed red and yellow together. So much that she couldn't eat it. Bizarre, but true. I don't have that same problem. We had a fried egg at lunchtime, didn't we, Mister?
Yes, indeed.
It accompanied a ribeye steak, yeah, and chips, which was very nice.
Or fries to you foreigners.
Yeah, fries to you foreigners, yes. I'm just going to pick up the really heavy bits of paint. And I just want to go in that middle bit there and see if I can pick something up on there. Yeah, nice. Don't worry if it doesn't cover all the yellow. You don't want to cover all the yellow. And no matter what it looks like at this stage, don't be put off, because if you're die cutting or anything, these sort of messes, for want of a better word, they look great when they're die cut. Really do. And you can be a bit choosy, you know, you can fussy cut with dies, same as you can with scissors. But if you're cutting out autumn leaves, I think, you know, we're beginning to look not so bad.
Joan says hi.
Hiya, Joan. So just dry the thick of this, and then I think we might move on to vintage photo. And I hope I'm not going to spoil it with the addition of vintage photo. But I think we'll be okay. So did everybody watch the Timmy live yesterday? I watched part of it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've become... I don't know. I used to watch anything Timmy said was like, you know, but I've kind of, I don't know, got over it a bit. Right. Somewhere I've got a piece of tea bag paper, and I'm just going to wipe this up with a tea bag paper because it's just too nice to waste. There we go. Right, so now I am going to try a little bit of vintage photo. I'm sure that's enough, if not too much. And let's just get them working. Move them around a bit. As I say, try not to get this onto anything that really matters, because once it's dry, it's permanent and you'll be stuck with it for life. So, you know, don't do it in your work clothes or anything like that, because you'll ruin it.
Or naked.
Well, naked wouldn't be so bad because it would come off your skin, I guess. I can't imagine why you'd want to do this naked, but let's just pick up a little bit and see what happens. I might have to put some water on that. Yeah, that's all right. I quite like that, actually. I quite like it. Quick, dry it. Yikes, there's a lot of water there, guys. But I do like the effect it's had on it. some of that surplus. Surplus to requirements. Yeah, I like that. I'm brave enough to do that. Now, I think I've altogether got too much vintage photo on here, but you live and you learn, don't you? I quite like that, you know. I quite like that. Just want something there. Yep. Yep. That's alright. That's alright. Lovely. That's now finished. I'm just going to clean this up. Mop it up with my tea bag paper, which will ultimately yield some nice patterns and stuff. And then I'm just going to dry that and set it aside. You won't see that in its full glory until you die cut with it, really.
Laura's just asking what paper you're using.
I am using, I'll show you in a second. I'll just dry this because I don't want it to go running everywhere. And then I'll show you exactly what it is. I've got some thick, wet bits that probably going to take an eternity to dry. So I'm just going to dab those off for the sake of the situation that we're in. There we are. So right, that's our paper ready for die cutting. This is the paper that I'm using. It's called Paint On Mixed Media, and it's by Clairefontaine. Clairefontaine do good papers. It's A4 size and it's 250 GSM or £115. And it's perfectly adequate for all of these techniques. You really don't need to go and buy cotton rag or watercolour paper or anything. For what we're doing, this is absolutely fine. Any mixed media would be fine. Right, when that's dry, I'll just ask Mr. F if he'd quickly cut me some leaves out and we'll see what that goes like, but it just needs to dry somewhere first. Right, so for my next trick, yes, I just want some greens. Now I'm only going to do half a sheet. I'll probably live to regret that because I like when I do a full sheet, but for the sake of expediency and being quick. Oh dear. Right, so I'm using Distress Ink Bundled Sage. It's the lightest of the three that I've selected. I've got Bundled Sage, Peeled Paint and Forest Moss, which is it's a bit dark actually. Let's see what else I've got in the land of landness. See if I've got another green. Even Rustic Wilderness actually would be better. That forest. Ah, old paper, that's a bit of a funny colour, isn't it? It's a bit greeny. I don't think I've got a forest moss. Rustic Wilderness, I meant to say I've got forest moss already. No, I don't think I do. No, I haven't, so we'll go with what we've got. I've got this Eyes Ink one. It's a bit of a funny green though, isn't it? But I might give it a go. How do you know unless you give it a try? That's what I say. So let's start off with the lightest one, which I still think is the Bundled Sage. So I'm going to smash this down onto my mat that comes with the this board, whatever you call it. A little bit of water, not much, just enough to activate that ink. Now you've got two choices now. You can spray this and you'll get more of a loose coverage, or you can just dab into that. Well, I quite want a background first, so I'm just going to give that a little bit of a spray, dampen it down, so when I do this, I'm going to get ink everywhere, but not in a real pattern or anything. Like that. That's fine. That's the background. Oh, thank you. So, I don't want that line right along the bottom, so I'll get rid of that. So we'll dry this off completely and then we'll dab into that again, and we should start to get more, yikes, that's one, running out of space, should start to get more dots and you know, things, rather than just that all over pattern. And that's really the difference, you know, if you spray water on or you don't, that's your difference. So this is bleeding out and it's going sort of a bluey colour and a yellowy colour, which is interesting. Right, that's not too bad. Let's take the paintbrush and just move that around a little bit. There we go. And just dot it in. And that's what you get dots, which is great when you build them all up. It does take time, so you know, if you want a coffee, bathroom break, anything at all, now's a good time, because you're going to be watching paint dry for a little while. But we'll be glad we've got them. We really will when we come to working in the journal. Just a point of difference from using just the kit. Colours, the heat and dry, I don't know, I've kicked out some heat, doesn't it? It's very warm. I don't really want to dry this stuff on my mat. You see now we're starting to get a bit of just the first murmurings of a nice background. Right, so let's just do that again.
Thanks, is watching paint dry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm just going to try and pick up as much of this bundled sage as I can, and then we'll move on to another colour. I've got a little bit there that seems resistant to being picked up for some reason. Oh look, it just doesn't want to be picked up. Don't pick me up. So there we are, we're starting to get nice things going on. And I know I've shown you this before, and guys, if you've watched me do this before, I'm really sorry. I know it's teaching your granny how to suck eggs. But we always get new people, you know. There's always new people either on the chat or watching that for some reason don't dare join the chat. We're very friendly. Come and join us. And so I think it's good for them to know how you do things like this, to be honest with you.
CB's Colouring and Crafts love watching this.
Hello CB's Colouring and Crafts.
Jen says, great effects, Fiona.
Ah, Jen, you're just too nice. Right, I'm going to try this old paper.
Julie loves it, but she can't bear the mess.
Well, it's down to this. It's just down to this bit here, look. As opposed to what's coming later, which is even messier. I don't like the mess. I didn't put nail varnish on today because I know that the acrylic sticks to my nail varnish and I'd end up, just wouldn't be good. So I don't know what colour this old paper is actually going to come out like. I've never used it before in this context. We'll see what happens. Oh, I like it a lot. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Oh, I've got a bit of a baldy patch here. Right, let's dry that. I've picked up just about all I can. I don't want that to run down there. Yeah, different tones of green. It's great. It gives you that depth. I'm multitasking here because Mr. F's asking for something. Thank you.
All of them?
Yes, please.
Once, twice?
Twice would be good. So just have some patience, dry it off. The little bits along the edge there, you can get rid of them because they just form a line and serve no purpose. So that's okay. Let's go. Oh, I've developed a large bubble. So if you can get all these things done before you start your journal, you're laughing. Then you've got everything you need at hand. Can't beat that, I think. It's ages since I made a journal, as you guys know. I've had my head turned by folios. And I do have one to show you, a folio to show you, but that's the last one for a little while. At least till November's done. So there we go. Let's pick up as much as we can. That's looking nice. I don't know if it's showing up actually. Yeah, I think it is. It's quite nice. Now the bundled sage looks more like an aquamarine colour now we've put a green on top. And honestly, I would never have thought that old paper was quite that green. I don't know what old paper Tim's referring to. It's gone mouldy, Tim. Right, so that's nice. Yes, nice, nice. Lovely, that's drying off. Let's just wipe that down. And go for the peeled paint. I've only got a little one of these, but it is quite juicy, so we're okay. Really, all the inks that I have, with the exception possibly ground espresso and vintage photo, are ones that Mr. F's bought in when he's bought big mixed bundles of things from people on eBay. So I do end up with some weird colours, but I quite like them. Right, this is going to be a little bit strong, so let's just have a try first. Oh no, it's lovely. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I very much like that peeled paint. I don't want to dry this off. So because I was dragging it through, you're getting quite a lot of coverage. If you just drop it, dot it in, you get more of these little dotty parts to it, which I like, but I don't mind having a nice background either. Something to be said for a good background. Let's just dab that off or we'll be here forever. Okay. And break these up again. And then I'm gonna just dab it in and see what I get. So just like that. You might get nothing. Might surprise yourself. Oh yeah, you see, that's nice. That's what I'm after. So just dab. Hold it like that so you just get a little bit at a time. Yeah, now we are motoring. Yes, we are. Can you believe it? I've nearly been rabbiting for an hour. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how long I can rabbit. And I've still got the nicest, most exciting part to come. But, you know, I might as well finish this now so it's ready for me whenever I want to cut into it or whatever. So I'll just go into the, ooh, aren't they nice? Ooh, hang on, put that somewhere. I've got to show you this. Mr. F's just been die cutting some leaves out of that paper that we just made. How fabulous are they, guys? How fabulous are they? I got to learn of this, well, a similar die, should I say, from Jen. Jen sent me some, all coloured beautifully. And I went on Amazon to buy it, and actually I didn't buy a Tim Holtz one. I bought a one that looked very similar. So this isn't a Tim Holtz die. It was just off Amazon. I looked up leaves, I think, and this one popped up, so I bought it. But look, aren't they great? And you wouldn't have thought of that, would you, from that bit of paper that looked a bit second class, really. So yeah, that's that. I'm really pleased with it. It's lovely. Thank you, my dear. You did a grand job. So we're about there with this one. Let's just dab those off.
Still plenty left.
Yeah, I mean that's what it looked like. And you were all doubting it, weren't you? Be honest. Be honest. You were. She's lost it this time. But that's it. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So we're just going to do the same again. Just dab, 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 dabbity dab. Yabba dabba doo da. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. So tempted. I'm going to have to, just to get all that up. Right, let me just clean this down. Okay, and dry this off, and then we'll see about a darker colour. I'll see about that. Well, I've got that forest moss. I think it might be a bit too dark, and this is a very bluey green. I don't know what it'll look like. I know it's green, but it almost looks aquatic. Yeah, it does actually. If a turtle came out of there, you wouldn't be surprised, would you? I wouldn't be surprised wherever a turtle popped up, to be honest. She is a turbo turtle. We're talking about your Nan, Sophia, your Nana. She is so fast at crafting. Right, so that's pretty much dry. So now I've got this decision of what to do. I'm just going to put a little bit down and see what happens. But I do think it's quite dark. I don't think I'm going to add water because it'll get everywhere then. So let's just give this a try on one end. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's okay. Yeah. If you don't add water, it doesn't go very far. So I might have to add water to this. Just get it to move a little bit like that. So you can add water at either end, either on your mat or on your paper. But it is very brown looking, I'll tell you. I'm thinking I'm not keen. I might have a look at the Distress Oxide, see what I've got. Let's have a look and see what I've got in the world of oxides. Shabby Shutters, that's a different green. Pumice Stone, Ground Espresso, Forest Moss, that's the one we're working with at the moment. Gathered Twigs. Nope. Oh, aged mahogany, I bet that would have been nice on the red one. Yeah, might add that to the bit that's left. What's that? Lucky Clover? No. Abandoned Coral, Persimmon, forest moss. I've got so much forest moss I could stop me. Mowed lawn. That might be just the job. Molokai clover. Rustic wilderness. Now you're talking my language. I don't know what I'm looking for because I've got all the greens that I think I've got, but one never knows. Right, that'll do.
Mike says he can't wait to see the leaves from this paper.
I know. Because they just never turn out how you think they're going to turn out. That's the thing. So I'm going to use oxide. And remember, some time ago I told you that if you've used oxide and you've used water with it and it's oxidised and gone that sort of cloudy look, if you use the little... It's just down there, but I can't get to it. The little tubs of the microglaze, it brings it right back to being nice and shiny, etc. So let's try this anyway and see what happens. So I'm going to add water, so it's going to go oxidized, so it's going to look a little bit cloudy. That's okay. Wow, that's mowed lawn and it's quite green, isn't it? Ooh. Yeah, this is green. Oh my goodness, that is green.
Jen says she's got ink envy.
Who has?
Jen.
Oh,
All those inks and oxides are amazing.
they are. And I know I'm lucky. It's just Mr. F. That's why I've got duplicates of some. Well, that's very green, isn't it? But it's a nice bright green. It's more like a spring green. It's got nothing, I don't think, to do with November. But, you know, there you go. Yeah, that's pretty sort of coverage, that is. It's not exactly what I wanted, but never mind. It's not exactly, but it's still interesting. It's okay. And we've still got rustic wilderness to go, which might pull us out the hole that we'll find ourselves currently in.
The dark bits bring it back to November, I think.
Yeah, this bit here.
Yeah.
That's the forest moss, but I don't dare go too mad with it. So it's dry, it's dryish, a little bit down here.
He says perfect ectoplasm for Halloween.
Yeah. We don't really do Halloween over here, do we? You know, I know in the States you... and I think Australia, I remember Kerry saying last year that she got dressed up and took the children around. But we don't really do it. Is this what I'm using? Rustic Wilderness. Let's give this a try. I don't know really what sort of colour it is, but we'll give it a go. Right, I don't want kind of too much of this. I don't want blanket coverage again. I don't know if that's done anything. It's quite similar to the mowed lawn, isn't it? Maybe. Let's dry that off, and then I'm going to brave it with a bit of forest moss. See if it takes it down away from the spring green that we seem to have created. There's some gorgeous shapes in it though, isn't there? Really, really, really nice. So it's just, you know, you need to lay aside an afternoon where time isn't pressing and you can just play. Really, it's playtime. Yeah, you can see that I've used oxides because they've oxidised, you know, they've gone cloudy. And actually, I really like that effect on here, it's lovely. I'm liking it a lot. Let's just dab those off so I can... Have I got any more left? Yeah, I've got loads left. Yikes, that paper's hot. see what we can pick up here. It's not going to make a lot of difference one way or the other, but
Definitely darkened it a bit, I feel.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost has a bluey tinge to it. I'm just going to add, when this is dry, I'm going to add the merest tint of the forest moss, because I like this effect here. It's really nice. If you wanted to, you know, you could make one that had greens and oranges and everything in it, but I fear it would all get a bit muddled. So I like to make mine separately. I also made, at some stage, a yellow one that I made with wild honey, fossilised amber and wild honey. That was it, that was all I used, and that's how that one came out, which is really pretty. So keep all your remnants, because sometimes just a tiny bit is enough. Okay, let's just hope we're not about to wreck this now then. Water will always bring it off, so don't panic. Says she panicking. Bit of water, spread it around. It's very brown, this, you know. It's brown. It's a greeny brown rather more than a browny green, I think. Come on, spread yourself out. There we go. Okay, I'll start over on this side. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Let's dry that off. Yeah, it's good now. We've got lots of juicy layers to go at. So if you haven't guessed, the very messy bit that's coming up is jelly printing. I've been doing a little bit of it through the week, not much, a couple of sheets really, to make a background for a project I was working on, finished now, and I thought it would be nice for this project as well. Let's just dip into that again. Back's nice as well. That's because I'm having to lie it down on it to dry it. Yeah, I think we're about there with that. That looks okay to me. Once you've cut your leaves out, you can heavily ink them if you want to, you know, to bring in different tones of brown or a green if that's what you want. Or maybe even, you know, if you cut in a little bit like that, you could put red in it. Just mix it up. But don't mix red and green. If you're doing this, don't add red to this, because red and green are opposites on the colour wheel, and therefore if you mix them, you'll get mud. So, you know, stick to greens. You can use yellows, you could use blues with it, but leave the reds alone if you're doing green, because it'll end in tears. So I'm quite happy with that, that's okay. I think that will cut nicely, give us some nice leaves. I think the ones Jen sent me, she'd done with the zig pens, I seem to remember she said. And they were gorgeous. Right, so there we are, that is my green offering. Which, yeah, it looks a little bit blue, but if you remember I said to you there is a bit of blue in the journal, in the design pages. That's not necessarily 100% dry, that. So let's clean our workspace off and get the jelly print out, jelly plate. Right, I'm going to have to put some of this stuff away because otherwise I just won't have room. Well, by away I mean to one side. Right, that inks go there. Oxides in the top. That's an ink. That's an ink. Oxides up there. Lovely, right. So I'll just pick that up, and if I can remember where I put the... Yeah, there it is. Just put it down onto there just to protect it a bit. There we go. And that will be there waiting for us for another day. Right, the jelly plate is in here. Actually, guys, before I do that, I'm going to show you this folio that I've finished, because I wanted to show you, but I now want to move it away because it's just getting a little bit messy in here. I don't want to get the folio really messy. So before I kick up the mess, I'll show you this. It tinkles. There we go, so that's clean. Am I clean? No, not really. Right, so there we have it. We've got another one of these three-dimensional poinsettias on the front that I made with the Inky papers. It's got two jingle bells down there, and it's got a lovely sari silk ribbon that holds it all in place. So then it folds out like that, and pretty much every journal card or tag or whatever I've gone around with gold embossing powder, so they all look nicely dressed up. So that's that one. You might have watched me do that. Did you watch me do that, the angel? And put a little pocket down there, and it's just got a little tag in it, which is also, I've gone around it with gold. Folds over like that. Nice belly band, I love that. And this card in there, it's got gold snowflakes on it, and I've gone around it with gold. And it's got ticking on the back, which I love. Then there's this journal, which I will leave until after we've looked through the folio. This is just a flip up with a pocket there, little journaling card in there. And this one here that's got Santa Claus, gold around the outside. And then it goes over to there, which is the back, which is plain. And then you can come back the other way. So this might be my most favourite page, I think. I printed some acetate and then I stuck it onto, can you see it? It's gorgeous. Stuck it onto some card and they just go into there. They're really super shiny and lovely. And then we've got this flippy thing, I don't know, flippy. And it's got this journaling card in it, also gone round with gold. Now this background, pay attention to, because I made that on the jelly plate, and that's what I'm hoping I can emulate today, copy, but we'll see. That's just the background of that, and that fits in there, but I really like that card. It came out pretty good. So that just goes round there and stays shut. And then we've got this one. This is another card. The background is a jelly plate print, and it's just really nice. It's just basically cream with some little bits on it, but I just love it. It's gorgeous. That goes in there. Then we've got a little flip out, bit of fabric frill down there, ruffle. Opens up like that and like that. And we've got all the cards that are covered, gone round with gold embossing. These are Timmy's pocket cards actually, and because I had a magnet in it, I needed something that was really thin because the magnet wasn't working with ordinary like this. This is a card that I made the background for, and it's just a collage of all the bits left over that I had, but it's quite thick, and when I put them in there as well, the magnet wouldn't work, so I put Timmy's journal cards in there, pocket cards or whatever they're called, and that's the front, and then we're back to the front again. So let's have a look at the little journal that is within. So it's got a little robin on the front, sitting on some boughs. It says believe. It's got some miniature pom-poms down there. I don't know if you can see them, they're titchy. Then a pocket here, some music, another card. This is a pocket, and it just flips out like that. You've got that in there. So you've got a little bit of extra journaling space, some stencil work on there. This was just a gessoed a piece of paper, then I blended some inks together, bearing in mind what I told you, that green and red don't play well together and you will get browns, but I was all right, I was accepting of that fact. And then I went over it with a stencil and went through the stencil with a baby wipe, and it lifts all the ink off, so you get that effect, which I'll show you one day. It's not that exciting. Some stencils there, then a little pocket here on this paper, some journaling there, a little pocket. This is another one of those backgrounds, the sort of wood effect backgrounds. You can see it's sparkling away there, it's very bright. And that goes into there. This flips up, so you've got a secret journaling spot. A Rita Donnelly corner, in fact. I've used sari silk throughout, just two little tags in there, big poinsettia there. I folded this back, put masking tape down, and we've got a little envelope in there with a little card, so that just fits into there. More stencils, the holly ones that came last week when I was doing the live, if you recall. Just a little cluster really there, and this page here, it's just pretty. Poinsettia, some gold stuff that I've got, journaling, some lace down there, and then that's the centre, and there's plenty golden stuff around there, it's quite blingy. Journaling, just a pretty page with the poinsettia. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Some journaling, little cluster down at the bottom, and you can definitely journal on this. And then here we've got a side tuck pocket, and that's what's inside. You can see, I think that I've embossed this, so it looks really nice. And that's that background that I'm going to try and make this afternoon if I can. You just know, don't you, it's just not going to work. But I am a trier. This is another piece of this acetate that I printed on. Put some washi down, folded the page back, put some washi on there and stuck this on. So it's just a flip really, but it looks really, really nice because it's acetate. I like that page. Journaling, lace down the side. Then this one, another pocket with a tag in it. Just attach that to the top. It says greetings to and from. That's another one of those ones, the ink blend ones with the stencil lifting bits off. And it's gold around the outside. Lace along there, some journaling, and then some extra journaling at the back. Look at that. Look at that, it's amazing, isn't it? How much journaling you've got there. So that's for your sort of last thoughts, isn't it? Because that's the end of the journal there now. So that's, you know, that's so quick, I need to write this down. You've got plenty of space there to do it in. I like that idea, it's good, and I've just put a tab on there that matches this page here. And this is another one of these tags with the wood grain on it. I used one of the Timmy frames, and I just put a little piece of ephemera down inside the frame, like that, just to make it into a pocket really. Sari silk on the top. There we go. That's that. That's the end of the journal, and that's that. And it just all ties up with the sari silk. So it's taken me ages to make this, and I'm actually quite proud of it. I know, I quite like it, like the finished result. It is for sale if you would like to purchase it. It is £48, which I know is an odd amount, but it's £48 of $56, and that includes the postage. So there we are. If you want it, just drop me a message,
Drop me a bell.
Drop me a bell, and we'll go from there. It's just I don't really want to put it on Etsy because they take so much. Ooh. Paintbrush went flying. Right, Gelli. Oh, look at these that Mr. F's cut. There you go, Mike. That's what they look like. They look fab.
Looks like I've printed them on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. No, they're actually, they're loose. They're moving around. Oh, where's the other one? Let's play for a minute. They are really lovely. I love them. It's amazing all the things that you think, ooh, don't like that bit too much. Once you die cut them, it's just, they all just go away. Oh, these are gorge, aren't they? Really, really nice. Some are darker, some are lighter. They make beautiful things in our journal. Thanks very much, Mr. F. Yeah, so there we are. That's what we've made. So it was all worth it, I think. Thank you so much. Right, finally, let's get the jelly plate out. I can't half rabbit. Right, here it is. You will recall from the last time I had my jelly plate out that I didn't store it properly and it's got a scar in it. But that's just the way it is. I just have to live with it. So, it's still got some paint on from when I put it away last time, which I meant to do. It wasn't that I was lazy, I meant to do it. So, what I'm going to do first off is put some cream paint on there and pull a print off it and see what happens. See if we get any of that in the background. You never know, we might. That's probably sufficient. I might brayer, and I need a piece of paper by my side for me to bray off onto if the paint gets too thick.
Kim says she likes the scar, it has character.
I think so too. I know that sounds daft, but I do actually quite like it.
And Danya says she need the leaves dye cut.
Well, I got mine on Amazon.
Yeah, she says she's going to... My boy Amazon will hook me up.
It sounds like you're dealing in dodginess. Dodgy stuff. Oh, I was going to get a piece of paper, wasn't I? I forgot.
Do you want paper?
Yeah, please.
What sort of paper?
Any at all.
Some here somewhere. Just something on here.
We've got...
Loads of stuff of everything.
That's lovely. Thank you. Perfect. So just a waste piece of paper just to get rid of the excess. And I'm going to use... is it big enough? Maybe not. I've got deli paper here, but I've cut it for using with the 6x6, but never mind, we'll use it on here. Deli paper is great for pulling prints. Of course, you always have to back them because it's very, very thin. And you can use copy paper. There's nothing wrong with using copy paper. So I'm just going to fondle this until it feels right. And then pull it off and we'll see what we've got. Yeah, I mean, I quite like that. It's just very delicate, isn't it? Just the hint of that wood grain. I'm not sure that you're seeing that, actually. From what was left on the plate. Good-o.
Danya says the back alley craft dealer.
It's better than the back alley crack dealer. That wouldn't be good. So this is just kind of cleaning the plate really. And they're actually quite nice backgrounds in and of themselves. I won't throw those out. I quite like them. Although I appreciate you're not seeing very much of them. You see that?
Yeah, you can see that.
A little bit.
Matty's got to go.
Oh, okay, Matty. Maybe you're going on your daily walk. She's getting very good at walking. She's nearly at 10,000 steps. Right, so what I'm going to do now then is put some paint down. The distress paints don't work overly well on here. So I'm going to leave them alone. And I'm just going to use ordinary, this is Sennelier, an abstract acrylic. It's cheap as anything, but it's really good paint. So I'm just going to put a bit of that on. And I might put a bit of red on. Shall I put red or shall I put yellow? Let's go for the red. What the heck? So just a little bit of red. Don't want much. Like that. I bought these Sennelier years ago now, and this red one in particular has gone quite thick. Right, so that's cleaned off. Right, so just push this around until you get a bit of a coverage. Might need a bit more. No, I think we'll be alright. You don't want really thick coverage. Oh, that red's going to be a problem, I think. It doesn't want to play nice.
Different red.
Yeah. I'm just going to remove that red because it really doesn't want to play nice. There we go. That's Mr. F shaking up paint, in case you were wondering. I think I'm going to have to add some more ochre to that. It's just not, there's not enough on there. So, let's add some more then. You're better off putting not enough on to start with. You can always go back like this and add more. So I've got this, it's children's acrylic, okay? It's what they give children in primary schools to play with, and it's cheap and it's perfectly good. I can't remember how much it was for a whole tub of that, but it was really cheap. The red seems to have taken over, but it doesn't matter, we'll get orange, which will be okay. Right, I've got these two bits here that need working out. Right.
Wants to know if you can use gouache on a jelly plate.
I have never used gouache, but I can't imagine why you wouldn't be able to. You know what they say, if you're saying, if, can you, give it a go. Right, here is my wood grainer. Now this is for making wood grain on furniture, so it's a bit big really for what we're doing here, but it's what I've got, so it's what I'm going to use. And I want mine this way on because I want to cut my tags. The other way would waste too much. So you just put it on slowly, rock it, and down again, and just keep rocking a little bit like that, and you end up, well, you'll see it when I pull it. It's very warm in here and this paint's almost dried. Well, it is dry, but it'll be alright. There we go. So take your time. It's too easy to go really fast and then you don't get any meaningful grain. Just got this little bit on the end that I might as well do. There we are. Right, so I'm going to take, I wish I had some bigger pieces of deli paper, but is that big now? No, I'll just use this. Put that down. I'm going to run out of it really quickly anyway, so I'll have to use copy of paper. And put that down, and then we'll give it a nice massage and see what happens. I'm not saying this is going to be excellent by any stretch of the imagination. It might be pants totally, but we'll see. Right, I think that's about there. Oh yeah, it's too dry. It's too dry. So what I'm going to have to do now is put the cream on top. It's dried on the board, which is my problem. I think I must need to, in this temperature, I need to use more paint. So let's get this cream on. This will work this time. Fear not, all is not lost. As a general rule, the longer your session is with a jelly plate, the better the prints get. I don't know, it's like the plate gets seasoned or something, I don't know. But you get better prints as you go along. I'll use the back of these. If it shows through, it shows through. It doesn't really matter. Let's see what we've got this time. This should be all right this time. Yeah, I mean, I can feel that. It's like grit. It's really dry. Rub-a-dub-dub. You can go over it with your brayer if you want, but you'll get best results by going over it with your hand, your fingers. So I find. Right, let's see what we've got this time. Oh yeah, oh that's quite nice. And this one. Now the problem I've got now is because I'm using the deli paper, it's wrinkling, so I've got lines in it. Can you see? So I'm going to move on to, but we have got marks. We're getting there. Don't give up hope at this stage, but I am actually going to use copier paper. So we'll just get some. The thinner the better, to be honest. Right, so because I've got all this left on there, I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to use a green, probably a green. This is a green. It's a bit of a weird green. I don't know. Give it a try. Ooh. Let's give it a go. See what happens. What's the worst that can happen? We waste a bit of paint and paper. Well, that's not so bad, is it? We can live with that. It's a bit of a, well, we would describe it as khaki, but I think you say it as khaki. In this country, if you say something's khaki, it means it's poopy. But actually, now it's on there, I quite like it. Let's see. We're not going to get any wood grain. I've taken all that off, but there should still be some bits of cream left on there, which might give us quite a nice background. Let's have a look and see. And pop that on. Do the old magic hands trick. You just have to press on a bit harder with the copy paper as opposed to the deli paper. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Well, it's kind of okay, but it's very much one-dimensional really. I've got nice bits in it, but I can't think I'd use that for anything, so I'm going to put something cream over the top of that. I've still got this. What shall I do with that? Let's put cream over that and pull that. That might be all right. So I don't really want to waste that. Looks quite interesting. It really is playtime, this, guys. You know, anytime that you get your jelly plate out, it's playtime. Don't expect amazing results. Just be amazed if you get them. That's all. Some sessions go really well and you think, oh, why is that working differently to every other time? But I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just the way it is.
It's quite warm in here.
It's very warm in here. Right, let's pull this one then and see what we get. Clean my brayer off a bit. Sometimes you get really interesting pages where you've been cleaning your brayer off, in fairness. This isn't one of them, but sometimes you do. Right, let's see what we've got then. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. That is so nice. And it was just what was left on the plate. Beautiful, isn't it? You could never do that any other way. You just couldn't. So yes, hooray. One is worth keeping at last. I've got little bits of cream on there, but not enough to print onto there. I'm going to put cream on and I'm going to wood grain it, and then I'm going to print it onto this. Let's just see what happens. I don't know what will happen, is the honest truth. Just have to play. What's everybody saying? Janya, very cool. Oh, Janya, you're so lovely. So if Sophia's watching, I would imagine this is the sort of thing that she might like to do. So if Santa's listening, because they're not altogether cheap, these jelly plates, I should say. Right, wood grain. Let's see what happens. What's the worst, eh? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm off to a bit of a slidey start. Bit of a slidey start there, guys, but sorry, I've got to concentrate. I can't speak. My advice, I'm doing this with my right hand, so it's probably going to be panned. My advice would be, if you're going to buy one of these wood grain ones, get a smaller one. Get a one that's meant for art, as opposed to this giant one for furniture. Let's see what happens then, shall we? Everyone's a surprise.
Everyone's a winner.
It's like coated tissue paper, though. Yeah, it is. That's what it's like. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just checking that. Auto focusing in and out a bit. I was just checking.
Right. Let's see what we've got then, guys. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know actually. I think it'd be all right if it was chopped up. It's not a total disaster, is it? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Right, we've got little bits of cream woody stuff left. So I'm going to put some red down. I'm just going to make a mixture. And I'm going to put some... Should I put yellow? Do you think yellow's a bit much? What else have I got? I'm just going to try a little bit of fossilised amber. I know that it doesn't look, you know, it likes to bead, but to hand, it's what I've got.
Colleen says it looks like a topography map.
Yeah, it does a bit. It does a bit.
Hills and valleys.
Yeah. Or it could be an isothermal map. Right, so I'm just going to spread these out, and they will merge, so the red will give me some oranges. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for when it mixes with the fossilised amber. See what I mean? It just wants to pill up like that. But you know, if that's what makes it happy, that's all right. I'll live with it. Too much paint. This is going to be weird because I don't know why I did it, because the fossilised amber, I know, just separates. Let's give it a go anyway. 2 sheets there. Maybe if I squash it hard enough, I'll get rid of those, the way that it separates. Actually, that's looking quite nice now, don't you think? Yeah, it's looking nice. I can get a tag out of that. Definitely can. Right, let's see what we've got.
Jenny thinks you could do with a drink.
Yeah.
You sound a bit dry.
Oh. Right, okay. That's a bit weird. That is a bit weird. But I'm not giving up on it. I can print something over that. And what I think I'm going to print over it is a cream woody thing. Thanks very much indeed.
Jen thinks your die cut leaves might make a nice print. But you're not going to be using them, are you? I could cut some out some plain.
Thank you. I want to have a go with a sponge actually, Jen. I'm wondering if you sponged it, what would happen?
It's like a crackle effect.
Yeah.
And Rhoda says use blues, it give a nice underwater effect.
Just what I need for November. I can't remember why I'm doing this now. Oh yeah, I do. I'm going to make wood grain, aren't I? And then print it onto that last print that I mucked up somehow. Well, I mucked up because of the fossilised amber. I'm telling you, don't even waste your distress paints on it. They just don't want to play. I've got too much paint on there, which is why it's doing that. Right, let's do this. Come on, let's get it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to turn it round and see if it gives us anything different. It must give us something different. Right, so pull it for a bit, then rock it, then pull it, rock it. Look at that. That's lovely. So I'm going to rock it right at the top, pull it. Oh, I missed the top out because I had paint sat there. And then I'm just going to go down here. Right, that. Oh, got no paint on that bit. Right, that should print like that. It should. That's the theory. Let's give it a go.
Jen says she's feeling spooky ghost in the forest.
On that one. That one's a bit spooky ghost in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that one is lovely. I love that one. It's nice. See what this one brings us. Who knows? Nothing fancy, I can tell you. That didn't work really very well, did it? No, it didn't. Right. I think what I want is some brown. So I'm going to mix up some brown. and I'm going to mix some red and some green. Actually, what's that one? I'll use this one here. This is called Burnt Green Earth. It's a right weird colour. It's neither brown nor green. It's just a funny in-betweeny colour. Just drop. I can't get into it.
It's a while since that's been.
I know. Ages and ages. I've had a drink, I'll have a throat lozenge and then we should be okay. Clean these with an old toothbrush or something. And don't leave them as long as I have, that's probably on there for life.
I'm going to go and wash it.
Oh, this is thicky thick as well. What am I doing? Right, let's roll this out. It's brown. Well, it's a kind of brown. It might be a khaki brown actually. Oh, must have had some paint around the edge, that's alright. So I'm just wondering what would happen if we took a sponge to it. So here's my old sponge that I use on these occasions. My old cheap sponge. So I'm just going to add some texture in there. I can't, because it's dark and this is dark, I can't actually see what I'm doing. So bear with. It could be awful.
This has got to go.
Oh, well, I hope you continue to heal well. I think what I would say is if you're doing this in front of a fire, don't. It dries it too quickly. Let's see, I think this is going to be awful, so I just want to get it pulled off the way. Oh, actually, it's not so awful, is it? It's quite nice. Let's try one more wood print, and I'm going to do it in just plain red. I'm quite determined to get it to work. Actually, having said that, there's not much from the sponge. Oh yeah, there is. There's bits of it. I think this is about the best paint for this. This cheap kiddies paint seems to work quite well. Right. I might use that actually as my background because I like it. So here we go again. Quick. Let's do it. Getting some cream in beside that, which I really don't mind at all. Might be a good thing. Who knows? This is probably one more for Christmas than anything. Right, I'm going to print it off onto this piece that I've been using to run my brayer off. Where's that pack with the little leaves in that I had? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's see what we've got this time. Oh, look at that. Now that is nice. I like that. There's a lovely tag right there with all this orangey going on in the background. That's really nice. Zippity doo-dah. Finally, we've got something nice. Not here, not there, definitely not. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What shall I do now? Let's make a sort of more orangey background.
Those big leaves you're about to.
Yeah, you know, the multicoloured ones.
Yeah, I've not seen them since yesterday. I'll give you a clue.
So I've got that. I've got this yellow here. Oh, I can't get into these. And then I'm going to put red. Ooh, it's quite a lot. Then a bit of red. Then mix it up and make it nice. Off goes the weasel. I was hoping that I'd have time to show you what I bought through the week. So we went to a scrap store. I'm not sure that you have them in America. Wow, that yellow's bright. But basically it's companies or individuals, we donate to it as well, that have overstock of things. It could be that particular one, it's paper and fabric and all sorts of strange things like takeaway cartons and you know,
Stuff that's headed for landfill.
yeah, all the stuff that would go to landfill that you know, it could be a ream of paper but the corner might be damaged or all sorts of things, but it's always nice to go and see what's occurring. Right, I need another piece of paper to roll my brayer off on. Just a piece of paper, yeah, got it. That'll do. So let's just take... Oh, look at that yummy, scrummy colour. Right, I'm going to take a print here, but I was thinking of using some leaves, and I've got a pack of leaves somewhere, but I honestly do not know where. I did have them out, so they were around, but I wonder what happens if you stamp. Oh, it's not a good day to stamp today. It's too dry. Never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just sponge it, just like I did the last time. It's drying so quickly that it's not even working. It's not even funny. Let's pull that off anyway, because that's nice autumn colour. I have 2 packets, which is even more bizarre. Right, let's see what this is giving. Oh my goodness me, look at that. That's quite autumnal, isn't it? It's quite autumnal. Right, I'm going in with the cream now. And this is my final print for today. And if I do this again, please remind me not to do it when the fire is roasting, because it's just drying everything way too quick. Way too quick. Right, one more final time with this. Oh, there's all sorts of colours under there, it's looking nice.
Gelli said, did the leaves end up in your monthly creative box? Possibly.
Well, it's possible, but finding the monthly creative box is the problem at the moment, because I've got so much stuff out for this live. It's just silly. It's silly. It's going to take ages to clear up. Right, so that looks okay to me. Let's see what happens. It could be good, it could be horrible, or anything in between. I think, though, there are, you know, if I kept going, I've probably got the plate at the place it wants to be at now. If I kept going, I'd probably get some quite nice ones. That's better. Yeah, I thought we'd actually reached the place the plate wants to be. That's a much better one. That's nice. That's about all you can hope for, really. It's got the oranges in, it's got the reds, a little bit of brown cream on top. It looks okay to me. I quite like that one, actually. So I've got a lot of this left on here. So I think I'll just use a green. I'll use this green. It's a Liquitex Basics, so it wouldn't have been that expensive, I doubt. It's probably way too much paint. I might add some yellow to this, just for a bit of interest, because otherwise it's going to be a bit one-dimensional. I've got way too much paint on that plate now, like a million times too much. Looks like John Deere tractor. There we go. Oh, it looks quite nice, really. Just want to get rid of the lines around that yellow bit. I don't like it when they look like they've just dropped out the paint pot. That's quite nice, isn't it? Let's just clean that off. And what was this going to be? Just a new one. I haven't got any paper. I've got no paper. Oh, I won't put that right to the top. I'll try and keep my fingers out of that if I can. Okay, let's see what this has got to say. Nothing. Nothing. It has not picked that up at all. Okay, let's put it back down. Use our fingers. It hasn't picked the wood, the little bits of remnants of wood grain up at all, and it still looks like a John Deere tractor to me. Let's see if that's going to work. No. No, it's left me with what I think is a really horrible background. I don't think there's anything I can do to that to make that nice. The yellow is too, it's in splodges and I don't like it. I don't like it when it goes like that. When you haven't worked it out enough. I'm just going to take a print off that on the back, because this is good for nothing. It's horrible. And it's wet. Okay.
Using the sheet.
I'll just put it on here, see what happens. Oh, look at that, it's really nice. Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. So I'm going to keep hold of that now, despite the fact that is really horrible. Don't know where to put it exactly. Over there. Right, so what shall I do now? If I had a brown, I've got that dark green. That was a bit too much, wasn't it? Let's just go for yellow. Let's go for yellow. Oh, there's a bit of a nicer yellow in there. It's this one, Naples yellow. Let's give it a try, shall we?
Lisa said you could use your die-cut leaves on that one.
Yeah, that's true actually. although I quite like the back of it. Alright, I think this one is empty. So that's the end of that. Oh no, look, look, look. Plenty. Plenty. There's a sign round here, sort of the next houses, I suppose. It's a little row of houses, about 3 houses, and there's a sign outside that says 20's plenty, referring to your speed. So we often say that when we're not referring to speed. It's just become one of those sayings that we say. See, I've got these bits here and I don't want them. Okay, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. You can, as Jen suggests, put things on like stencils, and you've watched me do that before actually, stencils, and you could use leaves as stencils. There's all sorts of things that you can do. This is really about as basic as you can get, to be fair. And even that I'm not doing too well at. That's quite nice. It's quite a nice yellow. I like these greeny bits there. Right, this is definitely it. This is the last call for the station. And I bet you, as soon as I turn off the camera and have another go, which you all know that I will, they come out perfectly. It's just the way it is. It's just life, isn't it? I love the ones that I did in that Christmas folio. They came out so nicely. And yet I wasn't doing anything different. Doing exactly the same. Right, there we go. Rockabye baby. Sorry for the silence. I can't help it. Oops, there goes the paint on the floor. Oh, that's not working too well. It's because it's my right hand. Let's try a bit harder. That's fine. Right, this is it. Do or die. Please do, because I don't want to die. So at some stage, playing with my Gelli plate, I will get some good prints. And I won't be doing anything different to what I'm doing now. But we'll have them to play with in the journal. Right, let's have a look then. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Finally. That's nice, isn't it? Perfect. Finally blooming got there. I like that. Cut into tags, that will be absolutely perfect. And actually looking at this one as well, that's quite nice as well. It'll make a nice tag, won't it? Yes, I believe it will. Now, I'm not leaving all that on there. I'm just absolutely not. So I'm going to make some orange. I'm going to make some orange and pull that and see what happens. Just going to have a look in my drawer and see if I've got some brown. I'm sure I must have. Yes, there's brown. It's brown. That's brown's a bit brilliant, perhaps. That's that. That's that. Yes, I'm overrun with browns. I've got more browns than I know what to do with. I'll use this one because it's a darker one. In fact, I'll just give it a shake first. Excuse me. I don't want masses of it though. Like that, and then I'm going to put some red on, and let's just see what happens. Let's be brave. Excuse me. Oh, I might have a bit too much brown going on. Let's get rid of some of that. Is that holding your breath, isn't it? Hoping it.
Work that yellow.
Yeah, I know, I don't want just blobs. Blobs of yellow, I don't want it. I want orange is what I really want. This side's quite dark with all the brown in it, but I think that's okay. That looks quite interesting, says she. People say interesting, don't they, when they mean not liking that much. I can't get a piece of paper, that's it. Let's just see what happens. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Look at the wretched yellow again in dots. But still, you can cover that up. You could ink over it or do anything, but it's fundamentally okay, that one, I think. Quite like the brown. The brown with some of those orange leaves. Is it a cat?
Yeah, falling off the windowsill.
Oh, yeah, some of those orange leaves, that would look quite nice. I'm going to leave that to dry, and then when I come to it next time I'll have an interesting thing to start with. That's what I think. I hadn't realised Catkin was out all this time. You know, it's too tempting, I can't leave it. I'm just going to pull this one last time because that's really nice. Don't think there's much on this side, but I'll give it a go. To spread that out all over the place. It's quite nice because it's got that brown in it as well, so it's got a sort of tonality to it. I think the thing is, when you come to sit down to doing a jelly plate session, so say to yourself, once I've got the plate where I want it, I'm going to pull 10 prints or something, because I swear you can go on and on and on. You could go through a whole ream of paper. You absolutely could. So I'm expecting this to be cream with just some speckles in, just to clean the plate, really. And I find those cream ones very, very usable. So there we go. Let's see. Oh yeah. Huh. Look at that. That's really nice. It's just, you know, it's just a print that you could never get any other way. I really like it. I don't know what this is. I don't know, but anyway, I like it. So let's put that back in its box, which is where, here. And it'll be there waiting for us next time. And let's just have a look at what we've got, what we haven't got, etc. Right, well that was the deli paper, that was the first print. Oh, it's so dry. Yeah, so those, which I don't actually see anything wrong with. I think they're very usable. You know, put them onto some cream or white card or something, and some leaves on, some words, something. I think they're usable. That, yeah, it's a background. This is my favourite. I love this one. And where the fault is, you know, the scar, I just think that adds to it. It's lovely. You could get 3 tags out of that. It'd be nice. Yeah, that was a John Deere on the back. That didn't work so well. This one, look at that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? It's probably quite Christmassy, actually. Looks quite Christmassy to me. It's nice, though. That one, yeah, you could get tags out of that, definitely. That's another one of the first ones that we pulled. You get a tag out of it, but it wouldn't be stunning. Oh, this, I love this. That there is just gorgeous. This is mono printing at its best. Mono printing meaning one print. You can only ever get one print. You go back again, it's changed. And jelly plate printing is mono printing. And this is fairly typical of mono printing. You get that and you can never get that again. It doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to happen again. So yeah, that's a success, that one, I think. This one, I don't know. I quite like this dark brown bit here. If it was gussied up, I think it could be okay. That I quite like. I think that was relatively successful. There's sections of that would work. That as well. It's quite autumny, with the right things on top of it. Would look okay. That I quite like this very dark red. I don't know if I could get this was the piece that I was cleaning my brayer on, so I've got bits of orange and different colours behind it, and I quite like that actually. You get a tag, I think, maybe just. That, no, didn't like that. I don't like that at all. It's just sad, sombre, Halloween. And that, which is alright as well, that's okay. So yeah, I didn't have the time of my life. You know, I haven't got loads of nice prints to show you, but I've got some prints to show you. And it's just good fun. But like I say, it's boiling hot in this room, which isn't helping. I love that one. And if you've got a jelly plate, give it a go. They really are good fun. But don't be too hard on yourself, you know. It'll work when it works. So, right, that's me gone. That's seeping out of there. I hope you've enjoyed today, or parts of today at any rate. And I will be back next Sunday with progress of the November journal. I say this every week, but I truly mean it this week. I really do intend to get on and make videos for through the week, so as we can proceed with the November journal. Otherwise it'll end up being a January journal.
You can do one with that.
Yeah, I do want to show you what I bought from the scrap store, but it will be another hour or so I'll do it in a video during the week and you can have a look and see what you think. I can't thank you enough for joining me once again. You guys are brilliant. Oh, thanks, Kathy and Gelli. I didn't say hello, Gelli. Hello. Hiya, Kerry. What you doing up? Hi, Corinne. Well, hi and bye, I'm afraid. I've taught myself to a standstill. But, you know, look at my hands. It's been fun. You can always tell by the colour of your hands. So thanks for joining me. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day or evening, wherever you are. Thank you, Judy, very much. And Janya. And Kyung, yes. Thanks, everyone. Take care, guys, out there. And be kind. Bye.
Bye. Be safe. Be happy. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.